Engage your caller.
Tune in most days of the week, and he'll be there schooling some ignorant creep, or catch him on a gaming whim. But this ain't a game to him. You could be a Bradley's baddie too. You could be a Bradley's baddie too. So join Jovan and get your critical cap on. 'Cause there's a Bradley's baddie inside of me and you.
Hey yo, welcome to stream, everybody. Welcome to stream. My name is Jovan. I'm here today for a little bit. This isn't going to be a very long stream. I'm still in the process of moving, but I figured I'd give you guys a couple of debates while we're moving. But good morning, welcome in. I hope everybody has had a good day yesterday and today. We are here to debate. We're here to hang out. We're here to do all that good stuff. First and foremost, let's go through our housekeeping. Okay. Housekeeping. Shout out to Ash Ray, Kidia, and Mothi for being first in the YouTube chat today. In the Twitch chat today. Shout out to you guys. Welcome into the Twitch chat. Welcome into all Twitch viewers. Welcome all 90 to 100 of you, or 117. I'm sure now. Welcome to all 117 of you on Twitch. If this is your first time watching, welcome. Twitch is probably the best place to be watching. If this is not your first time watching, then welcome back. Shout out to everybody in the YouTube stream. We do have a vertical and horizontal YouTube going right now, so shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. If you want to support the show today, if you're like, damn, Jovan, I love your content, and I want to support this show and your content, what's the best way I can do that? Well, thank you for asking, little boo baby boo pants. You can support the show in many different ways. Number one is super chatting. If you super chat on YouTube, I do save all the super chat messages and I read them all at the end of stream. So if you're like, not only want to support the show, but you want your message read, super chat's the best way to do that. If you want to support the call-in feature of the show, so we do call-in debates. If you want to help keep the call-in line open, Cash App and Venmo are on the screen. All tips through the Cash App and Venmo go directly funneled back into the call-in system, so we can keep calls going and we can continue to debate for you guys here on the show. If you want to gift a membership on either YouTube or gift a sub on Twitch, you could do that as well. That's a great way to support the show, as well as gifting memberships on YouTube and gifting subs on Twitch. Speaking of subs on Twitch, shout out to El Mufinio for resubscribing for 4 months at tier 1. You've been subscribed for 8 months. Thank you so much, El. Shout out to Pythia Louise, MJ on pause, Silly Josh, the Cynical One, and Painted Piglet for the bits. Thank you guys for the bits. We are in our final stretches of the toy drive, guys. If you want to support the toy drive, we are in like our last stretches of that. So Pillow is posting the links. Make sure you get on those links and you get in the last of those toys, so we can get those toys to all of the little kids who need toys. Okay? This is like our last big push on the toy drive. It's going on the next week or so. That is all of our housekeeping. Now, let's talk about what we're doing today. We are openly debating. Any conservatives that want to come here to debate, feel free. We have a couple of topics on the board. Number one, no good reason to be MAGA. There's quite literally zero. There's no reason for you to support MAGA. Apple Crumbles, thank you so much for resubscribing for 5 months of tier 1. Thank you so much. There's no reason to be MAGA. There's none. It just makes no sense. Number 2, no good reason to be anti-abortion. Abortion is a beneficial position to take, like pro-abortion. It's a beneficial position to take, so there's no real good reason to be anti-abortion. Number 3, there's no good reason to be anti-LGBTQIA+. Just, I mean, yeah, no good reason. Number 4, no good reason to believe Bible magic. There's no good reason. Honestly, I don't think there's a good reason to be Christian. I don't think there's a good reason to throw away logical truth because it makes you feel better. I don't think that's necessarily a good reason. And number 5, trans men and women are men and women. The room is looking good. Thank you. I'm slowly bringing stuff into it. I have my new piano right there. I've got my new keys. I'm actually gonna set a camera up over there and connect the piano to my computer. Actually, I'll probably put my piano next to my computer. Set up a camera and stuff, so that way if I want to play piano on stream, I can. If you disagree with any of the topics on the board, the call-in number is 219-327-8005. That call-in number again is 219-327-8005. Call in, tell my call-in screener who you are and what you disagree with, and we'll get this party on the road. I'm sure there are tons of MAGA who think they can handle a debate with me. There's gotta be, right? So where are they? Where are those MAGA who think that they're like God's green gift to debating? I don't think they exist. I need to get a water real quick. Hold on. I didn't think I was gonna do it, but I think I will get like a little mini fridge for this office. That way when I want water, I can just grab water. Where are the million Charlie Kirks? You know, I ask myself that so often. You know, they said that you just activated 1 million Kirks, but I haven't seen one of them. I haven't seen a single person. Oh, yeah. That's some high quality H2O. I mean, you've seen like Steven Crowder try to take that notch, but he's not a good debater, so it's just worse. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. W. Song is a fucking earworm. Charlie Kirk didn't exactly even live up to the qualities that are ascribing to him. I mean, he didn't live up to anything, right? Do you have any strong opinions on water as a beverage to enjoy? Huh? Just like, do I have opinions on water? Water's great. Water is water. Water. I don't know what I'm saying. Certainly didn't live up to 35. I just think it's interesting. Bro, you know what's really starting to get my pickle? The amount of people who, when I debate them, they don't know what the fuck necessary conditions are. The lack of understanding of necessary conditions is driving me insane. It's not a hard fucking concept. Like, I just don't understand why people get so confused about it. This one dude on Facebook really was like, he was like, oh, well, this is the norm. Or no, he was talking about, you know, how they always go like, it's the genetic norm. And then somebody went, well, sex is bimodal, which is true. Sex is on a bimodal distribution model. And he was like, it's binary except for the instances that make it bimodal. I'm like, that's the most incoherent sentence anyone has ever said. The fuck does that mean? It's binary unless it's not? It either is binary or isn't. The minute there's an outlier, it does not exist in a binary anymore. And I was just like, ugh, I can't handle it. Thank you guys for the super chats. All super chats will be read at the end of stream. Remember, all super chats read at the end of stream. I just can't handle. It's just crazy. Now did you guys see that Donald Trump threw Pete Hegseth under the bus for killing the civilians on those fishing boats? Then Pete Hegseth tried to throw somebody else under the bus. And it's like, holy shit, we exist in a government where the fucking leaders cannot fucking take accountability for shit. It wasn't me. It was Hegseth. It was Hegseth. Hegseth did it. Not like I'm his boss. It was PDP. PDP Hegseth. Rain the Mancer, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs in the Twitch stream. Kazim, thank you so much for resubscribing with Amazon Prime for your 3rd month. A. Krenich, thanks so much for resubscribing with Amazon Prime for your 3rd month. Saladri, thank you so much for resubscribing for 12 months at tier 1. God damn. And then Cynical One, thank you so much for gifting 2 subs to the community. Thank you guys for supporting the show. The day Trump takes any accountability. Yeah, I mean, listen. You know it, I know it, we know it, she knows it, he knows it. Trump ain't finna take accountability for shit, dog. You know what's becoming glaringly obvious? Like, he keeps talking about, did you guys see this? U.S. President Donald Trump is considering signing an executive order that would seek to challenge state efforts to regulate artificial intelligence through lawsuits and the withholding of federal funding. Like, homie wants AI more than anything. It's becoming so glaringly clear that Donald Trump is not reading any of the pardons that he's signing. I mean, he just pardoned a dude who was trying to traffic, 100 pounds of fentanyl into the United States? Is that how much he was trying to like the party of law and order, the people that it wasn't a kingpin. Yeah, it was like Juan Orlando Hernandez, the former president of Honduras. He was serving a 45-year prison sentence in the U.S. after a 2024 conviction for facilitating large-scale cocaine trafficking, including accepting bribes and enabling shipments of hundreds of tons of cocaine destined for the United States. Prosecutor described his government as having turned into a narco state where traffickers were protected by state security forces as they moved huge loads of cocaine. Yeah, Trump just pardoned that dude. Hundreds of tons of cocaine. And Trump said, "You're good. It's all right." I haven't seen a single person defend it. I think he might. I don't think it's that he's auto-penning the pardons. I think Trump's just not reading shit. He's just being told, or he's selling the pardons. I mean, he didn't even know who the Binance dude was. When he was asked about the Binance dude, the guy was Trump was like, "Who's that? I don't know who that is." And it's like, homie, you just pardoned him today. I don't know who it is. I just don't think he reads. I don't think he can. I think they put the pardon in front of him. They say, "Hey, this is who we need you to pardon." He just signs it. Whoever's check cashes. Literally just a piggy puppet. Obviously, yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. But that's what Trump, I mean, let's be honest. It doesn't shock me that Trump can't read. 219-327-8005 if you want to debate. If you're not scared, call in. It looks like everybody might be scared today, though. Chicken _ shits. What do you guys think? Do you think there's any defense for pardoning a drug kingpin, a literal former president of a country who was a drug kingpin to the United States? Do you guys think there's any? You think there's any defense to that? Yeah, sure. I'll put Paul in timeout. Paul can't comment for 24 hours. If Paul wants to talk, he can call in. You did pardon the Silk Road guy, yeah? Yikes. But that, again, this is just what they do. They have no defense over this shit. They can't defend Trump doing it. Last night, Mag was saying the pardon was because the cartels were coercing him by threatening his family, etc. Yeah, sure. He was the president of the country who controlled the entire military, but yeah, the cartels were definitely influencing that, yeah. Didn't we do like a fucking 10-year investigation into this dude? Yeah, we were building a case on this dude for 18 years. We started building a case on him in 2004. So yeah, I'm sure. Seems calm today. Looks like Mag is too afraid on a Tuesday morning. Why should we trip over 100 tons of cocaine? I thought we wanted drugs out of the country. Saying we want drugs in the country? I mean, it's very clear. It's clear Trump is bought and paid for. Like, it's so obvious. Yeah, no, I have to order some wall panels. I'm pretty much strapped though until payday because of this move. So I got like nothing. So it's gonna be echoey for a while unless somebody wants to buy them for me. I don't know how many I might need. I like these. Roughly how big is the room? I don't know. I could measure it real quick. Grifter talk. It's not being a grifter to say if somebody wants to buy me this for this reason, they can. Because they know what they're spending their money on. I don't give a shit one way or another if they do. But it's not grifting to tell you exactly what you're spending your money on. Alright, let's see. From there to there is about 12 feet. And from there there is about 9. So it's about the room is about a 12 by 9. It's a 12 by 9 room. So I don't know how much paneling I need to dampen a 12 by 9. It does have high ceilings. The room's got fairly high ceilings though. Ceiling height, let me tell you. If someone wants to do this math and tell me how much I need, ceiling is about, you're looking about like a 9-foot ceiling, give or take. Yeah, but I don't plan on getting more furniture in here. That's the problem. Furniture-wise, it's pretty much set. The room echoes when you're not by your mic. Oh yeah, no, I know. I know. Oh no, true. Nobody knows what an actual grifter is. I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm gonna change the room around once I get my new desk next month. I'm gonna get a standing desk next month, so I'm gonna change stuff in the room anyway. But for like sound dampening, I'd like a panel with like a cool design. This is the new place, yeah. It looks like Maga's too scared today. Can you believe it? A rug would help. Yeah, maybe. Clapping when you hear echo is where a panel goes. Do 3 by 3. Huh? What does that mean? There's echo everywhere. I don't know what that means. Fiber's great. Good Lord, my internet is beautiful here. First place it hits you hear back from? Do you have a little Amazon wish list or something? Should I put like a wish list together for the new place? I mean, I have like a wish list for myself because I plan on getting stuff for the new place, you know? So like I have a wish list together of stuff that I want to get me. Wish lists for me help me a lot because they help me know what I still want and need. I really fucked up not getting a bunch of this on Black Friday, but you guys know the rules. We weren't spending like that on Black Friday. I'll put together a list, I guess, of just stuff that I want for the new place. What are things that I need? I like most of everything I've got from my old place. God, I had to take apart my bed and it doesn't travel. Whoever put the bed together, fucked it up. So I had to get a whole new bed frame, which is really frustrating. I wouldn't hang a Charlie. So here's the thing. I'm going to put up artwork where you guys can see it. I just have to figure out what I want to hang up. That's what I need. I need to get new magnet stuff for my displays. Oh, sick. You can get them on Amazon now? Oh my God, I might just order a bunch of these. We get here on Friday? Nice. I have 2 large displays. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have 2 small ones, which you need 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I would need 12 in total. If I share this wish list with you guys, there's also stuff for my kid on there. You don't need to get anything for the kid. That's all, you know. I'm getting all that. So just ignore all that. You weren't lying about having a kid? No. Why would I lie about that? No, what happened is they stripped like most of the Allen screws, and it's just, I'm not dealing with it. Do you want to do an office hour stream planned? Let's say Wednesday night, I'll do an office hours. Wednesday night. So tomorrow night. Maybe. Unless I change my mind. Oh, that's true. I have to update my address on this new wish list. I need a new shower head. Oh, I like this. This might be better for my lighting setup. I gotta ask Jimmy what he does for, like, how he sets his lighting up. I want to have cool lighting like those people, like how do I get lighting like these people have? It's not, like, what do I have to do? Do I have to turn these lights? Oh, I can't turn them down now because they're not hooked up to the, oh yeah, they are, holy shit. It's because I changed the Wi-Fi name, oh my God. So if I turn this down and I turn this down, no, we'll keep that one up a little bit. Like, see how light my background is from just this key light and this front light, this ring light? Like, I want to be able to really, what I need to do is I need to get Jonathan. If you guys don't know Jonathan, he's the he's one of our guys on Red Mirror. I need to ask him if he can come. I just want my stream lighting to look better. Right now it looks like dog doo-doo. This lighting looks shit. It looks absolute dingusberry. What if I turn off one of these? So if I turn off the key light, ew. If I turn the ring light off, I mean, I don't hate that. It's just dark. If I got a second key light, it might be a little better. I don't know. I need to actually have somebody come in and consult with me on lighting. It's lighting for my stream. It's lighting for my stream. Yeah. You guys are gonna see stuff on my wish list that I swear to God, nobody better fucking buy. It's just shit that I want. Like the fact that I plan on getting an 85-inch TV for my living room. I like this. I don't know how to decorate, dude. I'm just so bad at decorating, bro. Like, does anybody else have this issue where you're just like dog shit at decorating? I don't know my own style. And this is like one of the first times where I'm like decorating an entire house by myself. So I don't know what the fuck. I have a projector, but I don't want that to be my, that to be my main TV. It's gonna be in my bedroom though. My bedroom TV is gonna be a projector. I just have to get a wall mount so I can mount it from the ceiling. What's my favorite emo band? I don't know. Pick a color theme. That means I have to paint my walls, doesn't it? I like blue. I like blue walls in a home. Like a nice blue and white. But I want each room to be specific. My kitchen is Disney. I'm Disneyfying my kitchen. I don't give a fuck. My bathroom, thinking Star Wars. In here is just gonna be all the nerdy shit that I have. I have my God of War replica blades that I need to hang up. My Zelda map needs to get hung up back here. I also want to get shelves, because you know how I have the Wand Company Pokeball, the die-cast one? Love this thing, okay? This is what I've always wanted as I was growing up, was like a real feeling Pokeball. I want every single one, and I want a shelf that has every single one of these on it. I want every single version they have. I want a shelf loaded with Pokeballs. Yeah, like Jimmy, but better. I was debating getting rid of this, getting an actual bookshelf, like an actual shelf, like an actual bookshelf, which will be taller, which will be more dampening, because I'm gonna get a bunch of my books back finally. You're not gonna be able to convince me on the Disney thing. Like, I understand, but also like, it's capitalism, bro. Like, literally, there's not a single fandom thing that you're gonna get into that isn't super fucked up at the end of the day. So I tell people to just fucking like what you like, bro, you know? Make sure it's real wood. I agree. Yeah, I want real wood stuff. But also I have friends that like work at Disney, so like I want them to keep being employed, you know? Disney is like uniquely bad at destroying beloved series. Unless it's DuckTales. Bro, they nailed the DuckTales reboot. The DuckTales reboot is better than the original. I don't know what else I need for my home. Like, I need a TV stand for the living room, but I don't know what looks good. Oh, wait, I love this. Oh, this is the one I want. Oh, I love this. Can you make this floating? I mean, I'm sure I could make it floating. I like this. Oh, I like this one more. Ooh. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna post this in Twitch. You guys tell me what you think of this. Ooh, I like this. Twitch, what do we think of this? What do we think of this? What do we think of this TV console? Oh, there's only 2 reviews? Fuck. I mean, the one review's got a picture and it looks good. I like this. Twitch, what do we think? I kind of fuck with it. Thank you guys for the super chats. Promise we're going to read them at the end of stream, whenever that is. Yeah, the reviews do seem a little sus. A little sussy baka. I don't know. I don't know what my vibe is. I don't know what vibe I want. What if I get one with a fireplace in it? That would actually be sick. That's what I want. I want one with a fireplace in it. But it's all particle board, right? I don't want it to be particle board. No, we've gotten 0 calls from ops. The ops are terrified. I've beaten every conservative. All conservatives got their asses whooped by Jovan Bradley debates Bradley. Jovan debates Bradley. They all got their fucking nuts kicked in by Jovan debates Bradley debates. The other thing I was thinking is doing shelving in the living room as well. So framing the TV with shelves, but I don't know that the wall is big enough for that. I don't know. Let me go check. Let me see what the furniture stores have going on for like living room sets. You know what I also need? I need to get a new bedroom set. I'm gonna get like a full new bedroom set. And when I look at bedroom sets, it's all Greek. I look and I'm like, I don't really care about a dresser with a mirror. I don't really want a mirror on my dresser. So I'm like, oh, I love this. Oh my God. What is, hold the phone. I take it back. 1 picture, 0 reviews, $3,500. Fuck out of here. Fukaria, Fukazi. Anyway, Donald Trump sucks ass. Trans people are valid. Pete Hegseth's a little bitch. What else? Hey, Zero Hero Hour, thank you for the PayPal. Oh, is this you, Vampy? Towards a new shower head. Can never be too careful with that MAGA stank emanating off of callers. I need to just go get my shower head from my old place because it's so nice. I can't leave that there. But thank you guys for the tips. So real. Trump's a little scaredy baby bitch. Trump's a baby back bitch. Trump's a pussy. I want a bedroom set, but I want it to also have nightstands. I don't want it to just be, I don't know what I want. I don't know what my style is, dude. What is my style, chat? Fuck. I look at all of these and I'm like, these are all fucking hideous. I know I want my nightstands to be floating. Okay, I can't use this website. This is terrible. DuckTales is the best reboot that Disney's done. The DuckTales reboot is hard as fuck. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve the mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales. This one would fit an 80-inch TV. I could always just go with a 75-inch TV and not go an 80 and save myself a bunch of money. Should I go measure the space? Fucking Don Cheadle is Donald. Yo, fun fact, Sapphic. Don Cheadle follows me on Instagram. I didn't follow him back because I wasn't... like, when famous people follow me on Instagram, if I'm not already following them, I feel weird then, like, instantly following them back. I guess we can just read some of these super chats now, right? How do I deal without having a breakdown? I don't know. I say fuck them. People gotta remember, I don't give a fuck about most of these people. Don Cheadle is a funny ass a dog name. Ooh. Did I just find the TV console I want? That's pretty big though. Like, since we don't have any calls, I'm just fucking furniture shopping at this point. Oh, what else do I need on my, I'm gonna ask Jimmy what lights he has for his setup. What else was I shopping for? I get so distracted, dude. Home essentials. I need a new air fryer at some point. And chairs for the table I want to get. But I don't know what kind of chairs I like. Ooh, I like these. Six reviews, kinda sus. No, nobody wants to call in today. They're all pussies. Scaredy cats. I don't know, what else do I need for my house? I can always try to stream like later tonight. I don't have the kid tonight, so I can try to stream like later in the evening. I just thought I'd get on before I went and moved some more stuff from the old house. I only have the U-Haul for one more day before I give it back. Oh, you know what I need? I need sink organizers for the bathroom. Like a nice, ooh, like something like this. Oh, I like this. It just has that fucking same Amazon particle board design. I'm moving myself. It's mostly been me and my mom. We've moved everything. I was gonna hire movers, but I'd have to wait until I got paid again. Restroom guest book? That's funny. Can't wait to poop in your new toilet. That's so funny. I don't know, dude. Maybe I just hire a fucking... How much would a decorator cost me? Who wants to be hired as my official home decorator and just fucking decorate for me? The only thing I really give a fuck about is what this office ends up looking like. I'm just so bad at choosing these things, dude. I don't know what the fuck I want. I don't know what my fucking style is. Is there a website where I can look at home styles? Like, home design styles. That would probably help, like low key. I'm not going on Pinterest, y'all. Come on. You ain't gonna catch me on Pinterest. I'm just kidding. I don't fucking... Pinterest, types of home decor styles. Let's take a look. Which style speaks to you quiz? Here we go. Oh, I have to make a Pinterest account. Continue with Google. I'm not making a goddamn account. I know I don't want millennial modern. I know that much at the very least. What are you in the mood to do? I don't fucking know Pinterest. Video game customization? Sure. Cooking? Yes. Plants? No. I'm not a plant person. Home renovation. Okay. I have a 70s vibe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know what I want. I'm so bad at this. Okay, so now how do I find home design styles? Here we go. Find your decor style. Take this free quiz. Okay. Let's try it. Take the quiz. Start the quiz. Which living room vibe speaks? Do you guys want to see what I'm doing? Let me see what the source is on. Here, real quick. Sources? Oh, nice, it worked. Which living room speaks to you the most? None of them. But out of this, I guess sleek line statement chairs and pop of mustard or teal? No. I hate this. I hate this. I give up already. Fucking terrible. I hate all of these. Anyway, we got a debate. So let's kick it up. All right. Casey is on the line. Casey thinks there is good reason to be MAGA. So let's see if Casey actually has the answer to that. Casey, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns. Oh, hold on. I have to actually take the call first. Casey, now provide me with your age and pronouns.
34. And again, pronouns are bullshit. So he, him.
Pronouns are bullshit? What's that mean?
Yeah. What do you mean what does that mean?
What does that mean? What do you mean by pronouns are bullshit? You keep using them, so why would they be bullshit?
Well, I gave it to you because I knew you would want it. So
no, you keep using them in sentences. If you think they're bullshit,
yes, I understand the general concept of pronouns.
Yeah, but if they're bullshit,
but what you're doing with pronouns is bullshit.
What am I doing?
You have to understand
pronouns.
What do you mean? What are you doing? Do you want to debate the topic that I selected, or do you want to debate pronouns?
No, you shouldn't have said it if you didn't want to talk about it. What am I doing specifically with pronouns?
Well, why would you ask my pronouns?
Because Casey is a boy or a girl name.
Yes. And do I sound like a girl?
You sound like some girls, yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
well, do you want to debate in common decency? Do you actually want to have a reasonable debate, or do you want to just?
Well, I just want to confirm here. I just want to confirm here, right?
Okay. Well, we confirm.
Like you're saying
I'm a
the
he,
way
him.
that I'm.
According to your stupid vernacular, I'm a he him.
I mean, if you don't want to be a he him, you can be whatever you want. If my vernacular is stupid, what would you prefer?
No, you can't.
What would you prefer I call you?
Well, I was
She,
born
her?
with a dick, so
She, her?
therefore
They, them?
I'm a man.
Zer. Well, you said he, him. According
Zezer.
to,
Well, can you explain to me what a
said-
Zezer is?
It's just a neopronoun. It's for people that don't like traditional.
Well, go ahead and explain it to me. What's it mean?
What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's just a way to refer to somebody that's non-gendered.
No. It has to mean something. So what is a Zezer?
It means somebody who is non-gendered. What's confusing about that?
Yeah, okay. But what entails a Zezer? Like if I went out on the streets and somebody said Zezer, what could I infer from that direction?
That they are a person that doesn't like to be gendered.
Okay. What does that mean?
What do you think it means? You don't know what it means to gender something?
No. You tell me.
Here,
You're the one
I'll
who
give
made
you
the
an
statement.
example. I'll give you an
You
example.
tell me what
See,
the fuck you think it means.
I picked up my lightsaber here. If I were to say my lightsaber is a boy, that would be me gendering my lightsaber. But my lightsaber doesn't have a gender, so I don't refer to it.
But a lightsaber is not a human being.
Makes sense? Does that make sense to you?
That's a terrible analogy, and you know that. That's a bad faith analogy. Why don't you do a real analogy here?
Casey, one, it's not bad faith. I don't know if you know what bad faith means. Do you know what bad faith means?
Yes, I do.
What does bad faith mean?
No. Don't try to change the subject.
Yeah.
Tell me what Zezer
exactly. You don't.
means.
I did already. I already did.
Dude, if you can't debate that, I was going to come tell you why MAGA is important.
Wait. You didn't ask me to debate.
If you can't actually,
you're muted. You're muted. Casey, you didn't ask me to debate you on Zezer. You asked me to tell you what it meant, and I did. You're the one who's now crashing out because you were too stupid to understand what I told you. That's on you, dog. I thought it was pretty clear. It's a form of pronouns for people who tend to not like traditionally gendered pronouns. I don't know if you know this, but Google also exists. You could easily Google it up if you're so confused.
Here you are.
Were you talking? Because you were muted, so nobody could hear you.
Oh, fuck me. Well, to be fair, I do have business, and I do have people calling in, so sometimes that happens, and I apologize. But as I put in the comments...
No, I muted you, Casey. You weren't muted because I muted you because you wouldn't stop talking.
Okay, go ahead, man. Well, why don't you let me say my statement, and then you can say your statement?
Because I was in the middle of
all
saying
I'm asking is for a non-ambiguous definition of Zim.
I gave you that already.
No, you didn't.
I gave it to you.
Say it again.
Say it again. It is a pronoun that is used for people who prefer not to use gendered pronouns. That's the entirety of what it is.
So what are gender pronouns?
Pronouns that directly correlate to one of the traditional gender categories.
So how do we determine traditional gender categories?
It would just be based on what's typical that we see in any given society. So like we live in a like a Western civilization. We tend to use man and woman as our traditional gender categories.
So you think that people born with a wiener are not men? And you believe that people with vaginas are not women?
Some people born with penises are not men, correct? Some people born with vaginas are not women. Yeah.
Well, seeing as we want to go down this pipeline,
look at that.
I would love to hear more about how that works.
You'd love to hear more about how that works?
Yeah, tell me the science.
Tell you the science about what?
Yeah,
That's a very
go
broad
ahead.
question. You got to be more specific.
Cool. Well, I thought it was pretty specific, to be honest.
Tell me the science is a broad question. Science about what?
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
When you say the sentence, tell me the science, that's super broad. Be more specific.
No. I asked the question. See, this is what you guys always do. It's like, well, just...
Your question was tell me the science.
Prove it wrong. Like, it's a general consensus, but
Casey,
I'd like you to prove it wrong.
You haven't made a claim.
You guys do this with
Casey, what am I going to prove you wrong on? You haven't made a claim.
I made a claim.
No, you
I don't think men...
asked me a question.
I don't think you can be born with a penis and be a woman.
Okay.
And I don't think
what is gender, Casey?
And I don't think you can be born with a vagina and be a man.
Okay, Casey, what is gender?
I think the gender is such a misconstrued topic that you guys decided to take over and absolutely abuse. The fact is, men XY, or
Did you
XX.
notice that you didn't answer the question I
That
asked
is
you?
gender.
I did. Man,
Okay,
first of all,
that's it, right?
First of all,
XY, XX.
those are
And
chromosomes.
there are some crazy circumstances
That's not what I asked you.
You can always.
Are you able to answer a question directly, Casey? I said to provide a definition on gender, and instead you went, well, men XXXY. If I looked that up in the dictionary,
Okay.
it's going to be pretty
so men XY, women XX.
Okay, that's not what I asked you. I asked to define what gender is.
That's it. It's the genome.
So gender is just
biology.
chromosomes. That's all gender is.
Yes.
So are all males
100%?
Are all males men and are all females women?
Yes.
Okay, so my female dog is a woman.
Yes.
My male gecko is a man.
It's a lady dog.
Is it a
that
woman?
Was a terrible
Casey?
analogy.
Is it a woman?
Come on, you can do better than that.
It's not an analogy, Casey. You don't even know what an analogy is. That wasn't an analogy. That was a question. I wasn't.
No, that's an analogy. You're comparing men to the dog. Do you know what an analogy is?
Casey, I'm not comparing anything.
Yeah. Do you know what a comparison is?
Yeah,
a comparison is an analogy.
Something I'm currently not doing. I'm not comparing.
You're saying
anything.
men are like dogs. Dogs are like this.
Nope.
That's what I said. An analogy is.
Casey, I didn't say men are like dogs. You said that all males are men, so I'm asking you if male dogs are men.
X, Y,
Casey,
let's not compare dogs, dude. That's such a fucking weird comparison.
Casey, I need you to try to keep up logically. You're having a really hard time with that, and I know. Yes,
dude, I'm smoking you. So just go ahead.
Okay, so Casey, I'm going to mute you because one, your laugh is annoying, but two, I'm going to try to explain to you how you are coping right now. Nobody made a comparison. I didn't make a comparison. I'm not comparing dogs to humans. I asked you if all males are men. You said yes. So I'm asking you to understand your logic. Does this mean that all male dogs are indeed men? You agreed they are. You think dogs are men. You think female dogs are women. You think a female ant would be a woman. You don't think that's a little weird?
Speak or not?
Casey,
do you want me to speak or not?
Not when I'm talking, no. I want you to zip your lip if it's not your turn. This is a skill.
Am I unmuted? Do you want me to talk?
This is a skill, not until I tell you to. This is a skill third graders possess.
Okay, go for it, champ.
This is a skill third graders possess. I don't know if you possess that skill. But again,
go for it.
I wasn't making a comparison. I'm testing your logic. So, Casey, do you agree?
Yeah, go for it.
All females on the planet
let's compare some more ants.
Okay, so we're going to have to mute you again. It's really embarrassing. Second graders know how to not interrupt, Casey, but you don't have house training, I'm assuming. So you don't have the impulse control needed not to interrupt somebody in the middle of a conversation. So I'm going to ask you again, maybe to get a direct answer from you, Casey. Are all males men and are all females women? I want a yes or no answer.
So am I unmuted now?
I'd like a yes or no answer to the question, yes.
Yeah, well, all men who are born human with a penis are men.
Okay. Great.
All women who are born human.
That's all I need.
No.
So much. You answered, so I'm going to mute you. So now you have changed your position. So I just want to frame this. Your position has changed. What you told me were all males are men and all females are women. Now you're telling me there's a qualifier here. You actually have to be female and a human, and you have to be male and a human, which means that gender and sex are not two synonymous things because you're adding that qualifier. So because you've added a qualifier, no longer can you make the claim that gender and sex are the same thing because there's a separation here. If gender and sex were the same, they'd be the same for all creatures, but you're adding the qualifier. So now that we know that gender and sex are not the same, can you provide a functioning definition for the term gender? Are you able and capable to do this? Yes, I mute you because...
Am I muted?
You were muted. You're not muted anymore.
So just so you guys know, he muted me for like last 20 seconds.
Yes, everybody knows that you were muted because I said I was muting you.
Yeah, because it's really hard for people to understand a debate when one side gets to mute everybody.
Casey, it's because you can't engage. Casey, it's because you are not engaging in the debate. So I'm trying to keep you on track. Yeah. So I don't care about the nonsense.
Oh, you're trying to keep me on track.
Okay, so we're going to mute you again. I'm trying to keep you on track. I don't care about the nonsense. You are either going to stay on track with the conversation, and anytime you get off track, I'm muting you. It's that simple. So I'm going to unmute you again. I want an answer to my question. Can you provide a functioning definition of the phrase gender? Are you capable of doing this?
So
yes or no?
So when you deem that I'm off track, you get to mute me. That's great.
Correct. That's my show. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
so answer the question, please.
Moderator, and debater are in the same role.
Answer the question, please. I don't care about that. Okay. Answer the question.
Yes. So do you want to talk about humans or do you want to talk about ants?
I want you to answer the question that I asked you.
I want you to ask me. Do you want to talk about humans or do you want to talk about ants?
I want you to answer what I asked you to do.
I told you what my definition is. I don't know what's so fucking hard to understand.
Okay, so what we've learned is that you are not able to keep up logically with your own claims. Okay, you're going to be muted again. I don't really give a fuck about the laughter. So again, your claim was sex and gender are synonymous. We know they cannot be synonymous because there are gender categories that do not align with certain sex categories. This would be the case that male and man can only align when there's a human present, which means that these two are not synonymous because the second you remove the human qualifier, they become disaligned. So I'm going to ask you the question for the fourth time to see if you are capable of answering it. Okay? What is a functional definition for the word gender? And then I'd like you to provide a functional definition for the word sex. Can you do that, Casey?
So let me ask you, seeing as you kindly unmuted me, are we talking about humans or are we talking about ants?
Sex is not a term specific to humans, so anytime I'm referring to sex, it would refer to
okay, well, I'm going to refer it...
okay, I was answering you. This wasn't your time to speak. Don't ask me a question, then interrupt me. Sex is not a human-specific term. So anytime we refer to sex, it's going to refer to any creature that can possess sex unless specified otherwise. Gender is specific to humans. So anytime we talk about gender, it's going to specify strictly humans because no other creature uses or operates with a gender framework the way humans do. So I'm going to ask you the question for now, I don't know, the fifth time. Can you provide a functioning definition for the term gender and a functioning definition for the term sex?
Not anymore.
Are you able to do that?
So am I off mute again?
Yep. Until you interrupt again.
Well, holla fucking you. I mean,
do you want to say that again without slurring?
Excuse me?
Do you want to say that word again without slurring?
Holla fucking... It's hard to say.
Do it?
Try to do it.
Crazy.
Do it.
Holla fucking Lula. It's Lula.
Pretty good. I'll give you that one.
So do you want to now provide me a functioning definition of gender and then a functioning definition of sex?
Functioning definition. So here's my problem is that you guys want to define, can I put a premise behind it before you actually mute me?
Only if the premise is scientific and it's actually related to the conversation.
Oh my gosh. Well, who decides science?
Is that a joke?
Yes. It's a hilarious joke. Tell me who
then if it's a joke, I'm going to disregard
science.
It. Well, you said it's a joke, so I'm going to disregard it. Continue.
Okay. So if you take the concept of gender and you apply it to different animal kingdoms, ones that we aren't even a part of, ones that have evolved differently, yeah, you can make it a whole bunch of crazy assumptions. But we are part of the Homo erectus, I believe. Are you familiar?
Casey.
And therefore,
Casey, gender does not exist
It's
in any other animal species.
XY.
Gender does not exist
It's so
in any
simple.
other animal species. This isn't what I asked you to do. If it's simple, provide me a functioning definition for the phrase sex and a functioning definition for the phrase gender. If it's simple, you should be able to do this very easily.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sure.
Okay, I'm waiting.
No. I told you what the deal is. It's XY.
If you X and XY are not functioning definitions
for a human primate,
a definition
for human primates, it's XY.
Okay, so first of all, I didn't touch on it, but yes, chat, we are not Homo erectus, we're Homo sapiens. Sorry, I didn't touch on this, chat. I didn't really care. Secondly, if what you are providing me is an example, and specifically an example of a sex category.
Good thing we had chat there to, because you didn't catch that.
Because I didn't care. I'm trying to focus you on the conversation.
Yeah,
if I had to stop you for every incorrect thing you said, we'd be here for 20,000 years.
Well, do you want to debate what we actually came here to debate, or do you want to keep doing this? Because we're not gonna gain ground. We both disagree.
Casey, if you want to run, just say I don't want to debate this. I want to run, and we'll move to a different.
I'm here, baby.
Then
let's go.
Why are you trying to pivot away? We're having a conversation. So again,
this is not going anywhere.
I'm going to finish because you are incapable of actually following a logic tree. So I'm going to mute you again because this is just embarrassing. So the definition you provided, which is XXXY, would not be a definition. Those would be examples, specifically examples of sexual characteristics. Now, if I were to ask you, Casey, what's a car? And you said 4 wheels. Now, that doesn't tell me what a car is functionally. If I were to say, what's a car? And you were to say Honda, what you did was you gave me an example of a car, but you didn't tell me what a car is. So I'm going to ask this question again. Can you please provide me a functioning definition for the concepts of sex and gender? That's what I'd like you to do. If you're capable.
Dude, your fucking analogy is so bad.
What are you talking about?
What am I?
You gave examples, so I gave you an analogy where I gave an example.
Yeah, you did.
I know
really
that you
good.
Can't follow
it's really good analogy.
Casey, my fuse is about to be short.
I'll tell you what. Let's debate what we actually.
No, I don't give a fuck, Casey. Either you can provide me the functioning definition for sex and gender, or I'm going to move on to somebody who's clearly smarter than you, because we've been here for 20 minutes and you've been incapable of just providing a fucking definition. So, Casey, can you, this is the last time I'm going to ask it, I want a yes or no answer. Can you provide a functioning definition for the phrase sex and a functioning definition for the phrase gender? Yes or no?
Am I on mute or not?
Now you're not, because I'm done talking.
Oh, okay. Well, all I got to say is I came up.
I don't want to hear all you got to say. That's not what I said. I said I only want a yes or no fucking answer for you. So you're muted again because you can't follow directions. My thing to you was yes or no, not all I got to say. I don't give a fuck all you got to say. I want a yes or no answer. Can you provide a functioning definition for the phrase sex and a functioning definition for the phrase gender? All I want to hear from you is a yes or no. Casey, can you do that?
Well, thanks for taking me off mute. I can now hear it now. It's a nice little beep in my ear.
Yes or no?
So
yes or no? I don't want to hear anything else. Yes or no?
Maybe.
Okay. Then maybe proves you don't know what you're talking about. Great. So the answer is no, you can't. Because if you could, you would just do it. So the answer is clearly no, Jovan. I can't provide a functioning definition for the phrase sex and a functioning definition for the phrase gender. Well, Casey, it's been, I won't say fun talking, but it's been a conversation. And I don't need to engage with people who are incapable of logically following a conversation tree because you can't. You can't do it. It's genuinely embarrassing. Until you are able to provide a functioning definition for sex and gender, you can talk to somebody else. Take it to the wall. In order for you to talk to me, I need you to be able to come on here and provide a functioning definition for sex and gender. Thanks for playing. Enjoy the void. Shout out to Quantum Chaos for wanting us to move on from the dork that is Casey, who is incapable of answering a question for over 20 minutes. I am not going to allow someone to try to dictate how the conversation goes on the stream. If we're having a conversation about sex and gender, provide a functioning definition for those terms. If you can't do it, I don't know why you're here. It's so simple. Truly. Now, if anybody would like to call in with a functioning definition of sex and gender, oh boy, can't wait to hear it. Someone said yes because you're the dictator. No, because it's my show. So I decide what goes on my show. I don't give a fuck. If you don't like it, start your own show. The fuck? Pretty simple. You could put up a whiteboard in your space. I have the whiteboard. It's just in the garage right now. It's pretty simple. If you say that sex and gender are the same thing, yet male animals aren't men and female animals aren't women, then sex and gender are not the same thing. Like, quite literally, they aren't the same. And if you can't provide a functioning definition for your claim, then I don't know why you're trying to debate it. That's also pretty simple. Oh, I see him in chat. He was like, I got my clips. So post them. I don't give a fuck. What I'm going to do is post the entire conversation unedited. Because I don't need to just like post clips of you. I post the whole conversation. Jeez, Jovan gonna upload this in like 2 or 3 days. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, make sure you at me in the clips too, dog. Hey, Pierce, you said that like 5 minutes ago. If you're gonna be out, leave. God damn, pussy. This ain't an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. Nobody gives a fuck. Goodbye. See ya. So long. Farewell, Auf Wiedersehen. Now, if we get somebody that can actually answer questions, God bless. That'll be great. Would love to get a person on the line who can actually answer questions. Would be phenomenal. Me? I'm going to answer questions when posed those questions. Yeah, I don't take people who try to run the conversation. Like truly. I'm not calling into your show, you're calling into mine. So engage with the conversation honestly. Don't use words you don't understand. Like Casey didn't even know what an analogy is. Like, which is really fucking embarrassing. My position is pretty straightforward too. Like I have fucking hundreds of videos where you can actually see what my position is. Someone said lefties having their thumb on the mute button is to be expected. Yeah, because people don't know when to shut up. I'm not going to let you just fucking steamroll a conversation. That's not how that works here. Like, truthfully, I don't let people steamroll the conversation. I'll give you a chance to ask me questions. But if you can't honestly answer a question that I ask you, why would I let you then move the conversation to something else? I won't. Like, the fuck? It's wild. I think the mute button isn't made exactly for that. Is so funny. No, dead ass. Here's the thing. So people have said to me, they're like, well, why don't you just get a moderator? A moderator is also going to mute you if you don't stop talking and interrupting. Now, I think there is light interruption that you can do. If I'm in the middle of saying something, you're going to interrupt me and just be like, oh, hold on, Jovan, you got this wrong. I'm like, oh, okay. That's like a fair way to interrupt. There's plenty of instances on my page of people like interrupting me that I don't like mute them for. Or if you're interrupting because like, you're like, oh wait, I just want to clarify this. You're saying this, but let me clarify what I actually meant here. It's a fair way to interrupt. If you're interrupting me to talk about something completely different than what we're talking about, no, you're going to get muted, dog. If muting is not the first option, I will always tell you to stop talking first. The mute is going to come if you can't follow the first. And I'm only giving you one. I'm only going to tell you to stop talking one time. You're only getting one. Like, truthfully. Someone says, you must vet the calls and wait for the stupid people. Everyone that calls in that wants to talk about one of the topics that is here to debate, I put through. They all come through. You know who only calls to debate? Stupid people. That's not my fault. If you think you're not a stupid person, you want to debate it, call. I don't even give a 2-strike rule. It's 1 strike and you're muted. You get 1 chance. You get 1 chance. All right, Casey's clearly a troll, so you're just going to be timed out in the chat. Like, I don't need you in the chat. Nobody needs your view. I don't need you for clout. Goodbye, Casey. Like, the fuck? Like, please. Nobody needs you. Maggots think trolling matters that we care. I don't. Like, I'm just gonna time you out in the chat. Like, I don't. What the fuck? Look, someone says, censorship is a weapon. Just shut the fuck up and call in. Stop being a fucking bitch, dude. You guys are such little bitches. If you think it's so bad, call in and defend your position. Holy shit. It's so annoying when people just chirp in the comments. Call in or, you know, keep being a little bitch. You want a refreshing convo? No, we're just doing debates. I think we're gonna do I think we'll do like office hours later this week, so don't worry about that. Zeus, thank you for the Cash App. Zeus said, I think you are extremely fair with a mute. Yeah, there are going to be conversations that I have on here where a lot of people tell me, they're like, Jovan, I wish you muted that person more, because like I let them talk. But I'm not going to mute someone just because they're like long-winded, right? I'm only going to mute you if you aren't engaging in the conversation and you're performing. You know what it is? That's what it is. I mute performers. Casey was clearly performing. He wasn't here to actually have a conversation. He was here to perform. Do you know how I know? People that are here to have the conversation, you know what they do when I ask them for their age and their pronouns? They just say them, and then we have a conversation. They don't crash out like Casey does when asked for pronouns. Okay. All right, we got the next person up on the stream. Next up is Tara, and Tara also doesn't think that trans men and women are men and women. So let's find out what Tara believes. Tara, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and your pronouns.
Oh, hi. 25. Sorry, 24. I'm really jitty. 24.
Okay. All right, and Tara, I can hear the stream in the background, so you just want to go ahead and turn that off, so that way it's not. Nope, don't worry about that. I just don't want it to feedback on us at all. You're also a little quiet. I don't know if you're standing a little bit away from the phone, but if you're just a little quiet on our end.
Oh, my little brothers, they got a hold of the daggum phone.
Oh, no worries. No worries. We can hear you. I'm just letting you know you're a little quiet. So, Tara, you don't believe trans men and women are men and women. That's totally fine. Now, it says here that you think sex is intercourse and gender is XYXX. Is that true? Is that what you believe?
I mean, that's pretty sound in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay, so what are, in your opinions, what are the typical, not even typical, what do you think the gender categories are? So what are the categories of gender?
I've never heard of that before. You just mean as in male or female, or what do you?
No, if I had 100 people and I had to split them up by gender, what would be those groupings? What groupings would I split them up by?
Oh, you mean as in what's the word again?
Categories.
You mean how they express themselves?
No. I'm under your operation, like under your worldview. If I had 100 people and I said, Tara, I need you to separate that group of 100 by gender, but I don't tell you how to separate them. What, would you put 2 columns of people, 3 columns of people, 4 columns of people, and what would those columns be representative of?
As in, okay. Well, so far, I don't mean to come off as rude, but there are only 2 genders that I have heard of so far, that I've come across of, would be male and female. And how I would do that, how they look, that's a good question.
Well, no. So what I'm asking you is the category. So you're saying if I were to tell you to separate these people by gender, all you would do is you would split them up male and female.
Yes.
Now, what if I said split them up by sex? Now, what would you do?
Ooh, that's a little graphic. I don't want to see that.
It's graphic?
Well, yes, it's intercourse.
No, I'm not talking about sex, the verb. I'm talking about sex, the noun.
Oh, well, I personally don't agree that there's. I thought it was just gender and then sex. I didn't really realize that it was being used as a noun.
So when you go to the doctors and the doctors ask you what sex you are, you would not answer that question?
They would ask me what gender I am. I haven't had them ask me what sex I am.
Okay, let me see if I can explain it in a different way. Okay, I'll just tell it to you
I don't
because
have
I
an
think
IQ
trying
of a
to.
rock. What the? Okay.
Don't worry about what the comments say. To explain it to you, when it comes to scientific classification, sex in science talks about the categories of creatures who biologically reproduce via typically sexual intercourse. So when we say what sex is a creature, we're looking at what way they reproduce, and that will determine what sex they are, typically. So, like, if I were to say a male in the larger animal kingdom and even in plants, males, well, we won't talk about plants. We'll just talk about the animal kingdom because it's just a little easier. Males in the animal kingdom are typically going to be creatures with small gametes. They are the creatures who are doing the impregnating, not the creatures being impregnated. If I'm looking at female in the animal kingdom, those are going to be the creatures that get impregnated, not the creatures that do the impregnating. So they're going to have large gametes. So males, when it comes to sexually dimorphic species, they tend to possess sperm and they typically impregnate, whereas in sperm is going to be the small gamete. And then females tend to have large gametes, which are eggs, and they tend to get impregnated. So when I ask, how you would separate via sex, this is the categories we would tend to use. We would go males and females, right? Because we're strictly talking about the way you reproduce.
So that's just gender?
No, so gender is going to be different. So gender is a strictly human concept. We're the only creatures that have displayed gender in any meaningful way and displayed the capability of gender. And humans, we've sort of operated with gender under a different purview for a long time now. Now, we know that even when it comes to human males, we separate what type of gender you are in human males. So typically, when we have a human male, post adolescence, we're going to call those men because they're adults. Pre-adolescence, we're going to call those boys because they're children, right? So these are two terms. These are two gender terms. Same with female. Typically, we're going to separate female under what we typically see in society as women if they're post-adolescence and girls if they're pre-adolescence. So if I were to say I have 100 people, separate them by gender, I would be looking at the gender categories: boy, man, girl, woman. And that's how I would separate them. Now, there's a lot of overlap in the way that humans operate, where typically a man is going to align with a male, but then there's some where it doesn't, because man isn't directly tied to any one biological trait, whereas sex would be tied to, typically it's 5. The way we categorize sex in science, there are 5 sex traits that we use to determine whether you're male or female.
Okay, so, God, I really do not want to come off as crass here. Crass, not crash. But what do you call it when a trans woman, trans male, yes, or both, I suppose, try to do the other biological, like, basically, oh my God, I forgot the word, I'm so nervous. Procreation. If
what do you mean?
a trans woman tried to have a child, they could not.
Correct.
So therefore, they are not.
They are not what?
hate to say, they're not like, I respect that they identify as it, but they are not biologically.
Like women?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not a necessity that women have to be able to give birth, right? There are going to be women who can't give birth. Would you call those women not women anymore? Because they don't meet that criteria that you placed upon womanhood?
No, I feel like that's a bit, would you call it? I think that would be called like semantics if you really think about it. I mean, yeah,
Well, we're arguing about like what words mean, so we're having at its core a semantic argument to begin with.
Okay.
Because we're talking about like what does this word mean, and are these people this, or like when we use this word to refer to this group of people, does it map on like logically? So if we're talking about,
I think they're human. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I would just say don't worry about the comments because they're just gonna. When it comes to pregnancy is not like, I wouldn't consider this a necessary condition to even be a female, right? They're going to be different. So if you're saying that this, like when we're talking about category distinctions, and we have a category like woman, and we're claiming that woman as a category is exclusionary. So there are going to be people that do not fit into this category. Well, because it's exclusionary, we have to have some sort of necessary condition or conditions that someone must possess to fit into that category. And if you're telling me it's pregnancy, that's going to exclude a lot of people that you would consider women who either can't get pregnant or don't ever get pregnant.
And what mainly causes that?
It can be a litany of things. Infertility, lack of a uterus, abstinence. Tons of things can cause like non-pregnancy.
Abstinence. Okay. Okay.
But the more thing I want you to remember here is we're looking at a necessary condition, right? So when we say that something is necessary, that means it has to be present 100% of the time. So if you're saying it's the ability to get pregnant, that means every single woman would have to have that ability. And we just know that that's fundamentally untrue. There are some women who don't have that ability.
Genuinely, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm a little stumped though, even though they don't. God. Even though they don't have the ability. Man, now I'm just, God, this really frustrates me. Now I'm just curious why this is even such a big deal.
Why? What's a big deal?
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. That clears it up. All right.
Okay, so you agree trans women are women?
I mean, if that's... yeah, I'm mainly just going to look up more about this. Do you have a video on this?
Actually, yeah, the best, I do have literally a video that breaks down this argument. If you look, let me see what the title is. I don't remember what I called it. I'll even drop it in the YouTube chat. Why am I typing youtube.com into an Amazon search bar? What the heck? It's called Why...
Break my brain. Sorry.
It's no problem. It's called Why Necessary Conditions Destroy Anti-Trans Logic. It's a whole video that literally just breaks down the argument of necessary conditions and how that argument maps on to anti-trans sentiment.
Okay. Also, by the way, y'all, there's a lot of it happens to be a lot of people in the South are just, they don't tend to put in the effort because there's a lot of narrow-minded people that kind of just push these views. I'm just saying. I'm trying.
No, you're chill. You're chill. Was there anything else that you had? Any other questions?
Let me look at your list one more time. No good reason to be. To believe Bible magic. That is funny. actually, number one, no good reason to be MAGA.
Mm-hmm.
What is that, like, to not want America to be great again?
No, when I say MAGA, I mean specifically the movement surrounding Donald Trump and his administration. I think it's pretty clear from just like every metric that this administration has already failed going into the second year of Trump in office. And I just don't think there's any reason to still support this administration. I
do agree with that. Yeah, he kind of, as soon as I saw that video where he's like, are we still talking about this Epstein guy? I was like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Good Lord. Sorry about that. Don't mean to come off as crazy.
No, you're fine.
MAGA. I mean, what about his immigration policies?
I don't think his immigration policies are good. I think they're rife with human rights violations. And I don't think violating people's human rights, I don't think getting rid of undocumented immigrants is a good enough reason to violate people's human rights.
How's he doing that again? He just sending in ICE to go.
Well, ICE is consistently violating like court orders. They're arresting people who are going through the legal process. They're arresting people at their court hearings. Trump is sending people to prison camps in like other countries these people aren't even from. ICE is violating people. Trump in general is violating people's constitutional rights to due process. Even the Supreme Court has affirmed that he's been doing this. I think that like all of this is bad, and I don't think the benefit that people claim of mass deportation doesn't even come near to this, because I mean I would also say there's no benefit. There's not like really much benefit of mass deportation. But yeah, it's just pretty consistent with the way that they've been behaving and treating people that they view as lesser than.
Okay, I did not realize I thought he was just mainly doing what Biden and Obama were doing. I didn't realize that he was doing all that.
No, he's taken it to... I don't agree with a lot of Obama's immigration policies. I definitely don't agree with a lot of Biden's. I actually thought Obama was deporting way too many people and using ICE in a way that I disagreed with as well. But Trump is just like skyrocketed. He's just taking it to like another level.
Okay, well, I did not know that. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. Good Lord. Okay, yeah, well, that's all right. I hope you have a good day. I hope Chad has a good day, except for the ones calling me a bigot. I am not, just uninformed. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Okay. Notice how I didn't have to mute Tara because Tara wasn't over talking? Anybody notice that? Look at that one. Nobody's in the call-in line. There's nobody else because everybody who kept chirping up in the YouTube chat are just like little bitches who don't actually want to have a conversation. They just want to cry more in my YouTube comments. Name one American citizen he's deported. I didn't make a claim just now that he deported American citizens. So I don't know what that would prove. My favorite is when people tell me I'm in an echo chamber. Like I spend my entire day arguing with people who have different beliefs than me, and they'll always be like, Jovan, you're in an echo chamber. What echo chamber? I literally hear the other side's position every day. I just think the position's stupid. Oh, well, that's just it. The person in the comments is stupid. They said, well, then how can you mess with constitutional rights? Constitutional rights are just for citizens. This is untrue. There are some constitutional rights that are just for citizens, like the right to vote is strictly for citizens. there are quite a few constitutional rights that are not just for citizens, such as due process, which has been affirmed through multiple Supreme Court cases as applying to not just citizens, but anybody who is literally on American soil. In fact, I can pull the Supreme Court cases up if you want. So you have Yicwo v. Hopkins, which was the holding on that was the Fourth Amendment's due process and equal protection clause applied to all persons, not just citizens. Wong Wing v. United States. Undocumented immigrants cannot be imprisoned at hard labor without a criminal trial, which is affirming again that they have due process. The criminal trial will be due process. Matthews v. Diaz. Congress can treat citizens and non-citizens differently for benefits, but non-citizens still receive due process protections. Plylar v. Doe. Texas cannot deny public education to undocumented children, which is them again asserting that under the 14th Amendment, persons is what it says. Zadvidaz v. Davis, the government cannot detain immigrants indefinitely without strong justification, even after a deportation order, which again holds that they need due process. Even their detention in immigration centers is limited. So yeah, we just have a litany of evidence to show that when it comes to due process, that's available to every person that lives here. Because if it wasn't, you just have to think about how fucked that society would be. If only citizens had due process, how do you prove your citizenship without due process? You can't. How do you prove you didn't commit a crime without due process? You can't. A country that doesn't give due process to everybody, literally everybody who steps foot on soil, a country that does not do due process like that would be a totalitarian state. Because whatever the state says, Jovan, you live in an echo chamber, but it's because you don't have enough soundproofing on your walls. So true. Due process is 100% a constitutional right. What? That's a joke, right? That has to be a joke. That has to be a joke, right? Should I read the amendment? I will. Fifth Amendment, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. 14th Amendment, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. I'm going to just assume that you hadn't read those. I'm just going to assume. Because yes, due process is a constitutionally protected amendment. Help them call in. All they have to do is call. Or they can use, if they're out of country, they can use the web caller. It's in the description. The link to the web caller should be in the description. Yeah, the link to the web caller is in the description. We only take web callers from out of country though. No, homie. Okay. Death by. I'm going to really pray that you're genuinely asking here, and I'm going to give you a genuine answer. Yes, a lot of countries have due process. but we have enshrined due process as a constitutional right of our country, which cannot be overlooked by any legal or state or federal authority. That's all that means. Not every country has due process. There are some that are totalitarian states, right? Fucking El Salvador right now is not giving tons of people due process. But we took due process and enshrined it as a constitutional right of our country. Okay. Let's bring up the next person. All right, next up we have Christina, who wants to talk about how my gender ideology enables the rights of women to be taken away. Let's find out how they substantiate that. Christina, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns. As soon as the call clicks through, there it goes. Hello? Hello?
I would prefer not to say my age, and you can call me whatever you want to, whatever pronouns you like, but I'm a biological woman.
Okay, well, the term biological woman... Yeah, can you hear me? What the hell? Okay, Christina, call back because you hung up. I wonder if it's the web caller. Try calling back, Christina, through the web caller. I'm not sure why I can wait to take another call to give Christina time to call back. I don't like the phrase biological woman because it doesn't make any sense. There's like no biological trait that maps to womanhood. There's only biological traits that map to female. So it's just weird when people say biological woman. Like, biological just means life. Like, yeah, technically every single person's biological, but when using it in the context of the conversation, it doesn't make sense. We're going to give Christina time to call back really quickly. We don't use the web caller much, so it might be an issue with the web caller. Well, women are female. Yeah, but that wasn't what was said, right? If you want to say biologically female, sure, we can have that conversation. We're just waiting to see if Christina calls back. I mean, if they don't, we'll go to the next call, but... Synthetic. Genetic woman, again, doesn't make sense because there is no gene that maps to womanness. There are tons of genes that can map to female, but there is no gene that maps onto woman. Because again, this is what you guys have to remember. If you're claiming there is some gene or there's some biological component that maps to womanhood, that would make non-humans women because they also possess those genes. She's going to use an excuse and say you ran. That's why I'm waiting. That's why I'm leaving the call line open for her. You don't win arguments for semantics. It's a semantic argument. What do you mean? First of all, yes, you have to play. What do you mean? You have to play semantics when you're having these conversations. You have to be in depth and you have to be specific. You can't just be like vague. No, you have to be specific about these things. If you went into a real debate, like a collegiate debate, and somebody was like logically taking down your argument and you went, well, that's just semantics, you would get laughed off of that stage. Okay, I think we've got Christina back. Let's see if it works and comes through. Okay, Christina, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, there we go. Can you please provide me your age and pronouns, please?
My name's Christina, and I'm sorry that you're not comfortable with me calling myself a biological woman.
It has nothing to do with comfortability. I just think it's a term that doesn't mean anything.
And as I say, call me whatever pronouns you want.
Okay, so you go by any and all pronouns. Okay. But yeah, and what's your age? Hello?
Hello? No, yeah, whatever you like. It's not a problem.
Okay, how old are you?
My age isn't that relevant, but yeah, I'm over 40.
Okay.
I'm over 40.
I'll just put over 40. Yeah, but like I said, I'm not uncomfortable with you using the phrase biological woman. I just think it's an illogical phrase. I think it's a phrase that doesn't mean anything because there is no gene that maps onto woman.
That's cool. I'm getting a bit of an echo. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and some people think that a lot of pronouns don't mean anything.
Okay, well, pronouns are just a way to replace a noun in conversation, so I don't know what they would mean by don't mean anything.
And biological woman is just another way of describing a woman.
Well, biological would describe any human because we're all living creatures, so therefore we'd all be biological.
Well, okay, just say I'm a woman then, if that's what makes you feel more comfortable.
Well, it wouldn't be about what's comfortable, right? We're having a conversation, so it's just about what's logical and what's true.
Well, what you think's logical and what I think's logical is different.
Yes, that's why we're in the middle of a debate where we present our sides and we see which side logically holds.
Exactly, so let's go.
Well, yeah, but I've shown why the phrase biological woman is illogical. Can you show me how it is? Yes, I have.
You haven't shown me anything. All you've said is that to you it's illogical.
Oh, sure. I can demonstrate it if you'd like. The reason it's illogical is one, biological is a phrase that just means like alive or living.
There's
and
nothing
we're all living
wrong.
organisms. I'm not, hold on, Christina. I'm literally telling you. I'm presenting to you why it's an illogical phrase. So one, part of what makes it illogical is biological just means living. So like, yes, all women would inherently be biological because they're all living. Two, when you use it, I assume that you're using it to mean that there's some... Christina.
So is this why you want to change that to the word
Christina, I have not stopped talking yet.
It's really difficult because you're echoing. I might ring back when I'm not getting an echo because I'm having to hear you twice.
Did you turn the stream off? Like the stream that you were watching, did you turn that off?
Okay, I can try doing that. Is that better? Yep, might be. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, great. Sorry, that's a lot easier. I do apologize for that. I was getting it twice.
No problem. As I was saying, the reason why I think the phrase biological woman is sort of illogical is when you use it, I assume that you're using it to mean that there is some biological component of yourself that maps onto womanhood. But I don't believe that that biological component exists. I believe there are biological components that map onto female, but anything can be a female. Not anything can be a woman. So if you're going to say that biological woman, you'd have to have some specific biological marker that only maps onto women and doesn't map onto literally anything else.
I do though. I can produce eggs and I have ovaries.
Dogs can produce eggs and have ovaries. Cats can produce eggs. That doesn't map onto strictly womanhood. That maps onto female. Eggs, large gametes would map onto all.
Female is a woman.
Christina, what I'm explaining to you is that when you're using the phrase biological woman, you're assuming that you're operating under the presupposition that women and female is a synonymous term. I don't agree that women and female is a synonymous term because there are non-human females. And if we're just saying what makes you biologically a woman is the ability to produce eggs, there are other creatures that can produce eggs. Just saying, but they're not human doesn't do anything. I can tell you other things that make me unique. Do you have a biological trait that is unique to just women? No other?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
I have free will in what I do with my biology as a biological woman.
Christina,
we
all have free will. So that's not a trait that's unique to women.
No, animals don't have free will.
Animals absolutely have free will.
What do you mean? Their mind.
Animals absolutely make decisions with their mind. What are you talking about?
But not in the same way humans can.
What would be the difference?
Look what we do to the earth. No animals can do what we can do to this planet.
Wait, that's just because we have a higher level of intellect. It doesn't mean that the free will has changed.
Yeah, but they don't have the free will to do things that we can do to mutilate each other, can they?
Animals mutilate each other all the time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but that's nature because they haven't got free will. They're following their nature.
Christina, can you please define to me what free will means? Like how you're using it?
You're asking for definitions of everything. And
yes, because right now it seems that we are, Christina, right now it seems that we're, Christina, right now, it seems that we're operating under two different frameworks of what free will is. So I'm asking you to tell me what framework and how you're using the phrase free will so we can come to a understanding about the conversation. Asking clarification on definitions is just normal in debates.
We're actually gaslighting from the actual issue of the conversation
Christina.
It's not what I came here to talk about or debate.
Christina, asking for definitions is one of the most normal thing in debates ever. It's probably the most question asked.
The subject matter is going off course from the topic so I apologize
so then why did
you to take it into a discussion about the definitions of these things.
You brought up free will, Christina. If you don't want to talk about free will, why did you bring it up?
You asked me questions that weren't relevant to the subject matter of this debate.
Every question, I promise you, every question I asked you is going to be relevant to the conversation of the debate. I promise you that.
Well, how is this relevant to how I think that your gender ideology takes away the sex-based rights of women?
Because I don't think people have sex-based rights.
They do.
What are they?
What are the rights that define a woman's right to have a safe space on this planet?
I don't think any single human has a right.
What are the sex-based rights that women
Christina, I don't think a single human on this planet has a right to a safe space.
Yeah, and people that are female of the female sex couldn't vote because of their sex, and
that has nothing to do with safe spaces.
Women didn't have spaces.
Christina, if we're going to stay on topic, stay on topic.
Where they could change, and they fought for those rights.
Christina, if you're going to have the topic, stay on topic. Voting has nothing to do with a safe space. You're saying that humans. Christina, I need you to listen for a second. What you're telling me here is that you believe that humans have a fundamental right to a safe space based upon our sex. Substantiate where that right comes from. Who has a right to a safe space?
Everybody.
This isn't enshrined in, there's no legal right to a safe space. It's not going to be a fundamental universal right. We don't have some universal right to a safe space.
It's a human right.
You think one of our fundamental human rights is a safe space based on sex?
Yep.
How do you substantiate that?
Because it's a proven fact that men are a lot more violent towards women than women are to women.
I don't disagree.
And it's based on biology that women are stronger than men, and with testosterone, they are more violent than women. And women need to have spaces where they can feel safe and protected from those men, and that's based on sex.
Okay, Christina, two things. One, what safe spaces are you talking about? Like a bathroom? Because a bathroom won't protect you from somebody that wants to.
I'm talking about prisons where they're allowing men that say that they are women that have been sexual predators and rapists of women being allowed in women's prisons with women that have already been raped by men before and women being forced to be confined
can you show me the evidence of somebody
and being raped by these
Can you
men.
show me the evidence of somebody who was convicted of rape?
Yes, I can send you examples. I'll send them to you in a link of examples where this has happened where they've got 5 inmates in the one woman's prison at the moment
Christina. Yeah. How come I can only get like 3 sentences, or not even sentences? How come I can get 3 words out before you start talking again?
The question that you asked me.
You didn't let me finish the question.
Okay, finish.
Okay. My question was, can you show me an example of somebody who was convicted of rape, specifically convicted of raping a woman, right? That was a trans person that was convicted of raping a woman that was then sent to a woman's prison.
Okay, well, I just read one tonight, and I can send you the example, and it was about a young girl who was raped at 13 by a pedophile man, and he was placed in a women's prison, and he also got to be called a woman in court when he was being charged.
Okay, so if you just read it, give me the example.
And another example is a man at the moment. There's 5 men in a women's prison who are convicted sex offenders who have been charged for raping women at the moment.
Christina,
and some of those women are pregnant. Yeah,
Christina, this is incoherent if you can't provide the direct examples. You have to actually provide the examples.
I haven't got the information on me now. I'll send you the link.
Okay, well then what we're going to do is I'm going to disregard all of this. I can't take your stories.
Why?
Because I'm not going to.
Am I meant to have every single bit here ready?
Christina, because
I'll debate you again then, and I'll have the information for you and the names. Okay?
Christina, I don't know why it is so difficult for you to let me finish a thought.
Okay, go for it.
Jesus Christ. When it comes to a debate, I can't just take trust me, bro, as an example. I need direct examples. Then we can look at those examples. I need to know if there's statistical significance. Christina, again? Christina, do I have to start muting you? Like, damn, bro, I wasn't even fucking 30 seconds through.
Why are you getting so angry?
Because you will not stop interrupting me, Christina. Because you will not stop interrupting me. Okay, I'm going to just mute you until I finish then. If you can't stop interrupting, you're going to be muted. I gave you multiple chances. So as I was saying, if you want me to look, if you're claiming that this is a reason why these spaces must be separated, what I'm going to look at is I want to look at direct examples. I want to look at statistical significance of this happening. I want to look at the risks and benefits of both sides. And then I want to see, okay, I want to test the logic and see if this is a reason this is getting, if that we want the spaces separated, then does that logic hold in all instances? Does it hold for all rape? Or are you saying it's only when males rape females? If a female rapes a female, then we don't need to worry about separating the safe space. Because that's what it's going to end up being most likely. Now you're unmuted. Now you may speak.
Well, I thought that you would already be aware that this has happened. It's pretty much common knowledge for anyone that's done any research on these sorts of things. So that's sort of why I thought I wouldn't need to have to prove it to you.
If you can't come to a debate with sources, that's on you.
Most people know that this is happening already.
Christina,
so
you need to provide sources for a claim.
Don't.
Christina, I don't care if you're surprised I don't. You need to provide sources for a claim.
Well, okay. I didn't realize that you were so uninformed. So I'll return for another debate and I'll have everything you need.
It's not me being uninformed. It's you unable to source your stuff. So see you, Christina. Come back when you can provide evidence for your claim so we can actually look at your claim analytically. Unbelievable. I didn't know I had to provide sources when I said something. Wow. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed that you had to provide a source for a claim you make? I'm not even denying that it happens, but again, the reason why we need a source is so that we can critically and analytically look at what happened and see if what happened was due to trans people. Taylor, thank you for the Venmo. Said it's giving I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? Jesus. And then said, here, you need to catch up with Christina. Crazy. Like, I don't know why people think it's so hard to not why people think. I don't know why people can't provide evidence. I like. Well, because then you get into multiple, right? So I've had this conversation with people before. And what I like to logically test is I go, okay, should there be male guards in female prisons? Most of them say yes. And I say, why? They're in a position of power. We know that rape of guard inmate rape is prevalent. Way more prevalent than trans rape of, like trans women raping cis women. The rape of cisgender male guards raping cisgender women inmates. Way more prevalent. But it's because the issue it's never actually about the issue they claim. So like, right, when I'm looking at this, I want to see your claim is X thing shouldn't happen. Okay, what is the underlying reason X thing shouldn't happen? And are you consistent with that underlying reason? That's how I like to play it. So if you can't provide the evidence, don't bring it up. Notice when somebody asks me, hey, Jovan, can you provide me a source for the claim you just made? Sure. Here you go. Here is the source. If you ask me for it, I'm going to give it to you. So we can look critically at what we're talking about. Again, I didn't even deny that her claim was true, but I still want a source so we can critically look at these things. Otherwise, there's no point talking about it. And then, you know what another thing conservatives tend to do? They'll give me a source, and then I'll start reading the source, and I'll start analyzing the source while we're in a call. And someone goes, well, so you just nitpick any source? I'm like, what? I'm not just going to believe your source. I'm going to read it first. Is this like, are we in the Twilight Zone? William, thank you for the Cash App. Said, for how dare you want check notes evidence? No, down to us, bro. Thank you for the super chats, guys. I promise we'll read the super chats at the end of the stream. What was I looking at? Before we take to the next person, something you guys need to be aware of. Do not let people misunderstand statistical significance. I think people don't use statistical significance enough. So don't let someone come up with one example of one thing and say, this is statistically relevant enough that we have to change an entire system or do an entire this or do all blah, 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 blah. Don't let them do that. It's different if there's a logic here. Like if I were to say, give like a necessary condition, then obviously statistical significance does not matter. But in most things where we're not talking about necessary conditions, statistical significance is important as fuck. Okay. Next up, we have Jen. Jen says they think there might be some good reasons to be anti-abortion. Let's find out. Jen, can I just get your age and pronouns, please?
Hello. Yes, 29 and she, her.
Okay. Now, before we begin, I will say the only good reason to be anti-abortion is if it's a coerced abortion. Other than that, I don't think there are any reasons. But do you have a reason other than like coercion that we should be anti-abortion?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think I'm trying to figure a lot of this out for myself as a female in a very conservative state. I think and I've heard, I don't know if I necessarily know what I believe yet wholeheartedly, but I've heard that a good reason to be anti-abortion is to be pro-life, as in not wanting to kill a baby or a fetus or to eliminate the potential for life. And I'm trying to sort that out myself and try to understand why abortion isn't murder. Because is it that, I think, isn't abortion murder?
I would say abortions are not murder because almost every abortion, save for, again, coerced ones, are justified. So because they are justified, like even if you're going to say, I would agree abortion is killing, like 9 times out of 10. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Abortion is definitely killing. But because I believe that it's a morally justified decision, I wouldn't consider it murder because murder would be a killing that's unjustified.
Okay, I think that's fair. If most abortions are killing, then would a good reason to be anti-abortion being against killing?
I think that would be a good reason for you to not get an abortion, sure. But I don't think it's a good reason to be anti-abortion. Because anti-abortion would presume that you want abortion illegalized, like you're against abortion in general. If you're just like, I'm against abortion for me because I don't want to kill another thing, that's fine. The same with like pacifists. They're like, I don't want to own a gun because I could never kill, or I don't want to do, like, that's fine. I just don't think it's a good reason to make abortion, to set it on, to make it illegal or anything like that.
Okay, I think that's fair. I think there's also maybe a question worth asking of, and this probably is the question that I wish the debate would topic around, is what is the threshold and what is the level of legal policy that should be around abortion, and how much is too much and how little is too little if abortion is killing. Because we have laws against assault and murder. So should we have some laws against abortion?
I don't believe making abortion legal would fix any of this. Like, I would just say we leave it up to doctors. I mean, Canada, abortion is like fully legal, and they even have less abortions than we do per capita.
Oh, interesting.
So when like I have a cutoff when I think lethal abortion should end. I think that should be around 24 weeks when the fetus becomes sentient, or when they gain the capacity for sentience. I think that that's a good end point, a cutoff for lethal abortions. But I do think you should still be able to remove the fetus from your body at any point, because that's just how consent works.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I think it turns into a debate of bodily autonomy and consent versus another life and killing another life. So if the conversation was more geared toward where is that line and that threshold for the United States legal terms and laws, I think that would be more productive of the debate, because I'm sure, and as you've seen maybe on your show, just everyone is an all or nothing mindset.
Yeah, I think for most, at least, okay, so I've been doing abortion debates for fucking 3-4 years at this point. For most people, like hardcore in the abortion debates, that is most of the conversation. It is what we try to figure out is when is personhood. Because personhood is when we're going to dictate that somebody has now moral value, like they have some level of moral value, some level of inherent rights when they receive that personhood. So a lot of the conversation is having when that personhood should occur. My belief is that personhood occurs at 24 weeks when the fetus becomes pregnant, or when the fetus gains the capacity for sentience. That's when I would grant personhood. It just so happens that this aligns with viability. So it also aligns with when we can realistically remove the fetus from the womb without killing it. So after that point, if somebody wants it out, I say just take it out. There's no reason to kill it at that point, unless there's some reason like you're too medically, like sometimes they'll have to do a lethal abortion because the mother is too weak to do a normal birth. So they need to get it out that way and remove the pieces like of the fetus's body individually. I think like if that's the case, that's fine, because you're now justified because your life was on the line. But other than that, I think after the point of viability, if you want it out, just take it out. You don't have to kill it.
Yeah, I think that's valid. I think, and this might be a short call, and I do apologize for wasting even a little bit of your time. But if that could be the entire debate on abortion, I think it would be a lot simpler, and I think we wouldn't have it be so politicized and polarized in our country today. Because I think having some kind of compromise or middle ground of valuing life, but also valuing the mother's bodily autonomy and consent is what everybody should be trying to strive for and achieve. And I wonder why so many things get in the way of that.
Yeah, the bigger issue is that when it comes to words that I can't remember, most people want to have the conversation about like when, like the morality around abortion. Most people don't want to have a conversation about the legality of it. They just sort of want to have a conversation about the morality. And when we have a conversation about the morality, that's when we get into moral value and rights and things like that, and personhood.
Yeah, and that's important. Morality is important, and I'm not a religious person either, but morality and legality also need to be separate, because you can't determine morality through legal means, and not everything legal is moral either. Those are different separate things, and they should be different separate things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't deny that we should keep the morality and religious conversation separate. I'm sorry, morality and legal conversation separate. I don't deny. I just think that most people, when they have the abortion conversation, they'd rather have the morality conversation. They just prefer that conversation.
Absolutely. And I think, do you find this to be true that a lot of people conflate legality with morality because they might be operating through a subconscious, like a theology bias?
Yeah, I think a lot of people just believe that like whatever is legal is morally right, which I think is just fundamentally wrong.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you on that. Okay, so just to recap, I'm looking at my notes. So we discussed. So we determined that it's not a good reason to be anti-abortion if you're anti-killing, because it would apply on a general scale that affects many people. Yes. And that's not necessarily the best, right?
Correct.
But for personal beliefs and personal reasons, a good reason to be anti-abortion would be to be anti-killing.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's all I had. Thank you so much for your time and helping me kind of define this for myself and my own beliefs, so I am more informed when I talk to all the people around me who are very vehemently anti-abortion or pro-choice, which I think I might be leaning more towards now after this conversation.
All right. Well, no problem. Thank you for calling in and chatting.
Yeah, thank you so much. You have a good one. Stay sane with those other callers.
We'll see. And that's how you have a respectful call. All right. Let's take the next person. This is probably going to have to be the last one for me today. Is going to be this call because I have to go finish moving. And I decided to come talk to you guys and need to finish because I only have the truck for one more day. Do you put many or any of these kind of calls up on YouTube? I tend to not, but the full lives get posted eventually. Okay. Oh, wait, let me restart that. Coming up next, we have Jake. Now, Jake disagrees with topic 5, so we'll find out why. Jake, if you can hear me, please provide your age and pronouns.
So 30 and he, him.
Okay, Jake, now you disagree with topic 5. You don't believe that trans men and women are men and women. Is that correct?
Yeah, to a degree.
Okay, what would the degree be?
So the degree would be it's not a one-to-one replica.
A one-to-one replica of what?
So a trans man is not an exact man. Like there's a lot of historical, I guess, changes before they transition and whatnot that don't carry over.
Okay, what would be a direct man? Like when we're talking about that, like how are we defining a quote unquote direct man?
I'd say like born man.
Okay, so somebody who's born man. So what is it? Yeah. What is the thing that we need to understand here is if we're separating trans men from what you view men, I'll call them cis men because again that would just be the opposite of trans. I agree that trans men and cis men aren't the same. I would disagree that they're not both men.
Okay. Sorry, can you repeat that again?
Yeah, I think that trans men and cis men are going to be different types of men. They'd both fall under the umbrella of man. They would just be different types of men.
Okay. So what you're saying is that there's two different types of men, but they fall under the same umbrella of men.
Well, there's a ton of different types of men, right? Man is going to be the noun, and then any adjective you put in front of it is going to change the noun. Just like I don't think white and black men are the same. I think there are fundamental differences between them as well.
Just so like you're using those two types as a descriptor, essentially.
Yes, trans and cis would just be adjectives that we place in front of the noun.
Okay. Well, okay, that kind of seems a bit paradoxical, but
how so?
Well, it's kind of like it's a tough way to explain. It's almost okay. So if you're describing, but if you're describing two different types of men, how can they both be men? Like that doesn't quite make sense to me.
Are a red car and a blue car both cars?
Yeah, that's correct.
But they're two different types of cars.
Yeah, okay. But they still need to. I guess they still. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. All right. Well, then let's go to the I guess Olympic discussion. You know, like
okay, what about it?
Trans men competing with other men and whatnot.
What about it?
Sure, they might have different descriptors, but like, do you think it's fair in a way?
Well, I think when we look at sports, we'd be looking at instances of fairness down to like.
Do you think cis men and trans men should be separated in the Olympics? Because
not necessarily.
No,
I think it'd be a bit more nuanced than just like a blanket separation.
Okay.
Like if we're looking at cis men and trans men, like I wouldn't separate Patricio Manuel from boxing against cisgender men. He's a trans man and he's fucking really good. He's beaten cisgender men at boxing. Like he's whooped their ass. So I wouldn't like.
I know that there'd be women boxers out there that would beat me, but that's like, yeah.
Yeah, but like he's boxing on the professional capacity, right? So like I wouldn't just blanket. I would say that like if you want to look at some sports and we're looking at some sports and going, these are the relevant biological factors that make you good at this sport, and how do we make that fair? I think that's a fine conversation to have. I don't see anything inherently wrong with that conversation. I just think you have to have that conversation on like, to be logically consistent, you have to have that conversation on every level, right? Like we should probably be having that conversation when it comes to Michael Phelps. Like he is just biologically built to be a faster swimmer. Is it fair because of the way that he was biologically born to have him up against people that don't have that same biological advantage?
Oh, well, then it just goes back to how we're categorizing men and women.
Well, so this wouldn't be about the categorization, right? This is strictly speaking about the fairness. I don't think if we're saying just blanket, I don't think males should compete with females. I would disagree with that. I would say if we're going to have a conversation about fairness, we should have it on every single level, not just male versus female, but we should be looking at the biological capabilities of each person that's competing.
So you would want to remove male and female just in general, and then just have like a single category for the Olympics.
We can have male and female split. I have no problem with that. I'm just saying if it's split because of a biological advantage, then I want to look at everywhere that a biological advantage shows up, not just in the advantage that might come from males versus females.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Is it necessarily a biological advantage if it's like, I guess not given to you, but like it's kind of like doping, you know, or like sports doping, you know, when they take drugs to sort of enhance their position? I would argue that it is not. It's not a biological advantage.
But who would be if we're looking at well, so one, I wouldn't call it a doping advantage, because if we're looking at like what's being done, like trans women, they would be taking estrogen, which would lower their testosterone levels, right? Now, I think that if you want to have, like I said, if you want to have categories for these things, if you want to say, hey, in order to be an Olympic weightlifter, you have to have, like in the female category, you have to have an estrogen level of this and a testosterone level of this. I think that's fine. I think that's not I don't think that's a necessarily incorrect or bigoted position to hold. I would just say, like I said again, if we're going to be looking at biological advantages, we should look at them across all categories, not just in this one category.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's fine too. Yeah, I guess there's not really much else to discuss.
Now, just to give you, just real quick, to give you like how I really would like to see it is, I just think all sports should be co-ed and just let everybody go at it, winner take all. I don't give a fuck. That's how I'd love to. That's how I'd prefer to see sports.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I agree with that, solely because just of, I guess, performance, you know.
I want to see the best people compete. I don't care if they're male or female. I just want to see the best people compete at the top level. Now, I would say you could have like leagues where, you know, people who can't compete with the top people compete. I have no problem splitting it up like that. Like, let's say we have basketball. Let all men and women compete together. And I'm sure there are some women who might be able to compete in League A, right? They may be able to compete in League A, but they can't.
Yeah.
They can't right now because it's separated by gender. I don't doubt
that there are some very talented women out there, but at the same time, like the I guess attributional like differences are, you know, quite broad.
The only sports that I would not do this would be sports that are done by like weight class. I think we should probably still keep weight class as a distributor. But I know, like you said, it don't matter that I'm in a higher weight class. Ronda Rousey's beating the shit out of me every single time.
Yeah.
I think the sports conversation is a nuanced one. I think that having metrics in sports is fine, but I just think those metrics should be across the board, unless we just say free for all, go fucking nuts, which kind of fun.
Yeah, it could do both, but I guess that wouldn't quite work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Was there anything else?
Not really. I could touch on topic 4 as well if you wanted to do that.
Feel free if you want to.
Sure. So no good reason to believe Bible magic. I'm not a religious person myself, but I can understand that, you know, religion gives a lot of people purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Religion does save, you know, a lot of people from going down a dark path. And
so I'm not saying though there's no good reason to be religious. I think plenty of people have personal reasons to be religious. I'm just saying there's no good reason to believe in the mysticism or magic of the Bible. So like,
I guess
there's
I
no
can
good
agree with
reason.
that.
There's no good reason to believe Jesus performed miracles. There's no good reason to believe he rose from the dead. There's no good reason to believe he's the Son of God. Things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
Yeah, that would be the whole of that one.
So then I guess we're not really that different, are we?
Guess not.
Even though I'm pretty conservative.
All right. Well, there's nothing else then. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you too, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Something I want to talk about that last call. Notice how when he came up to an instance where his logic was contradicting his claims, he was like, wait, this doesn't make sense. You're right. What I'm saying doesn't make sense. That's gold standard, how you should be when your logic is pressed upon. Gold standard. If you realize your logic doesn't hold, okay. That's all the time we had for today. We are out of time. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to go continue moving, which I'm so not excited to do. But thank you for hanging out with us today. I will be back live tomorrow for more. Oh, we didn't read the super chats. Shit. I got to read super chats. Shit. Where's that song? Where's the song? Hold on. Totally forgot to read super chats. Boop. Let's read the super chats. Sorry, super chatters. I'll read you. Sorry, my apologies. Shout out to Kevin for the Venmo. It said, thanks for guiding these scared, limited beings to enlightenment. Yo, real talk. Let's go through the super chats real quick. First up from Chris Allen said, hey, did you know I'm doing a toy drive for the kids? Yeah, that's right. If you want to support underprivileged children this holiday season, click the link below in my bio and you'll be able to access the link to our toy drive. No, it's true. From Dave's World Games said, Jovan, what are your thoughts about should Pete Hegseth go to federal prison or military prison? Military, probably. You're talking about for like the fishing boat stuff? Yeah, you should probably go to military prison for that because it's a war crime. Otter Moniker said, Giovanni, you expanded my knowledge. Preesh. Hey, you're welcome. From Quantum Chaos, I grow weary of this dork, and so did I, and we moved on. From Raise a Village said, I'm a biological human and a biological trans man and a biological smartass and a biological demsock. I'm a biological person, biologically biological. Yo, so true. From Lock Fairy said, what would your response be to someone who claims animals have gender? Tried to discuss stuff with my dad yesterday, and that's a claim he made. I would just say two things. One, there'd be no way for us to relevantly know for sure 100% that animals have gender, but from the way we look at how animals operate, it's clear that even if they did have gender, it is nowhere near in the same way that humans have a gender. Like it's like we can just see this in the way we engage with gender and the way that gender is set up. I think it's more clear that animals have like instincts that they follow, sex-based, and that they don't tend to follow any gender hierarchies. It's mostly sex-based hierarchies. Joshua Everett said, ban all professional level sports for making me feel fat and lazy. Oh my God, true bestie? Holy shit, Doug. How did you know I wanted to ban all sports? Next up from Sapphic. Sapphic said the universe is binary, hydrogen/helium, except all the other stuff that doesn't count. I love the argument of it's binary except when it isn't. From Comic Writer said, how do you deal with the awful people without having a breakdown? It's hard for me just seeing comments online. Can't imagine talking to them. How do I deal with it? I'm just really good at compartmentalizing. The second my computer goes off, I don't think about any of y'all. Sorry, not sorry. I'm back to living my life. And from Seaglass Imago, hey Jovan, at some point I'd like to come on and talk to you about Therians and other non-human identifying groups. Love the show. Maybe one day. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me today. I'll be live tomorrow with 2 streams. I think we'll shoot for 2 streams tomorrow. Stream in the morning, stream in the evening. We'll see how I'm feeling. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for being here. I will see you guys all tomorrow. TT motherfucking FN. Bye-bye.